émissions préférées, elles sont toutes sur Radio Grand Lac.
Your English Weekly. Your English Weekly. La chronique 100% en anglais de Radio Grand Lac avec Sinead.
Bonjour chers auditeurs et bienvenue à Your English Weekly. Donc cette semaine, c'est la dernière de la saison 3 pour 2024-2023-24 sur Radio Grand Lac 92.1. L'émission qui vous présente le meilleur de la langue, de la culture et bien sûr un petit peu de divertissement en anglais. Vous pouvez nous trouver sur Your English Workshop à Aix-les-Bains, La Ravoie et bientôt sur Technolac. N'oubliez pas de regarder sur notre site nos dernières informations sur l'ouverture. Excusez-moi. Alors, l'épisode aujourd'hui est A2B1 avec un contenu simple et non seulement vous allez améliorer vos capacités d'écoute, mais vous allez vous amuser aussi. Good afternoon, lovely listeners, and welcome to Your English Weekly. I'm here with Tim today. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Sinead.
And Tim, what are you going to talk about today?
I'm going to talk about Betty Brussel, a 99-year-old swimmer, which has caught the limelight. So
fantastic. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be here with the preparation for the Paris Olympics. So mine is an A2 level. What's yours today, Tim?
It's B1, A2, B1.
A2, B1. Okay, well, we've got it all here for you today on Your English Weekly. So don't miss out the fun. Take out a pen and a paper, write down your few words, and make your learning experience unforgettable. Stay with us here on 92.1 FM. So, Tim, how are you today? Good?
Yes, in a good mood. It's nice and sunny, so...
Mm-hmm. And so what are our listeners going to hear today? What is the pun of the day?
The pun. Okay, so what is the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
A hippo and a zippo. What is the difference? Well, I presume a zippo is the zebra, no? With the stripes, and the hippo, I don't know. Tell us, Tim.
Okay, one is really heavy and the other is a little lighter.
One is really heavy and the other is a little lighter.
Then you know a zippo? The
lighter.
Yeah.
The zippo lighter that you can use to
light your cigarettes if you smoked.
For example. Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good, very good. Okay, so, Tim, do you want to start with your little conversation today?
Yes, of course. So, I'm going to talk about this Canadian swimmer called Betty Brussel. But before, I'll run you through the vocabulary we're going to hear.
Okay, so what vocabulary are we going to hear today?
To take the world by storm.
Donc, faire sensation.
Freestyle.
Freestyle in swimming. There's different freestyles, but in this case here, it will be the nage libre.
The backstroke.
Le dos collé.
The breaststroke.
La brasse.
To race.
Concourir.
A lap.
Une longueur.
And a pace.
Une rhythm.
Okay.
Un rhythm.
Okay, so this lady, Betty Brussel, she's 99 years old. She's from Canada, and she has taken the amateur swimming world by storm. She was originally from Holland, and she used to learn swimming in the canals in Amsterdam, and then began participating in swimming competitions in Canada while in her 60s. This year, she has already broken 3 world records in her age category. In the 400-metre freestyle, 50-metre backstroke and 50-metre breaststroke. And she did it all in one day.
Okay, so that is quite...
That's remarkable. I wonder how many competitors she has in her age group.
I have no idea.
We've got 99. Anyway, so understandably, she has received international attention as a result. She told The Guardian she's still getting used to all this attention and said, "When I'm racing, I don't think about anything, nothing. I just count the laps so that I know how many I have left. I always try to find a pace that I can sustain. You're asking a lot from your body in these races. And on the last lap, well, I give it everything I have.
Well, that's going to bring us on to our next subject, which is the Olympics.
Yes.
So Betty should be going to the Olympics.
That'd be good if Betty's
would be
there.
good, yeah. After the Paralympics, the Olympics, why not? For the oldies?
I wonder what the age category is in the Olympics. Finishes that? I'm not sure.
Well, I didn't look into that part of the talk today, but I did think, why not start with a little bit of the history of the Olympics, winding up and preparing for our Olympics starting on the 26th of July.
Not far away now.
Not far away. In just a little over a month.
Yes.
Just a little over a month. So, how old is the Olympics, Tim?
When was the first Olympic ceremony? That's a good question. I did slipped my mind.
Well, to be honest, it is very old. It goes back to 776 BCE.
Wow.
You remember BCE?
Just about.
Before Common Era.
Okay.
Okay. So, listeners, you're going to hear new words in this little talk. And some of the words you will hear, I will tell you as we go along, okay, instead of giving them to you in advance. So, as you know, the history is very old and is an ongoing evolution. It's a constant evolution. So, as I said, it started in 1776, and the first Olympics were held in Greece. And they were part of, donc dans le cadre de, part of a religious festival honoring Jesus. So only Greek men were allowed to compete in the early games, and of course featured, donc, comportait ou avait events like running, long jump, javelin, boxing. Just a few events, okay? So the games were part of the Greek culture and religious life, promoting unity, which is still today one of the values of the Olympics. So in Greek city-states, it continued for nearly 12 centuries until one of the emperors, Theodosius, which banned pagan festivals, which then led to the decline of the Olympics. But then it all remodernized and it restarted, and it started back in the 19th century. It was revitalized, which we say the Renaissance, okay? It was revitalized by a Frenchman called Pierre de Coubertin, who was at the beginning of this movement, okay? And created what they call today the IOC, which is the International Olympic Committee. And of course, where was it established? In Paris, of course. And of course, with the aim, which is le but, of organizing the Olympic Games. So, 1896 comes along, and they were held in Athens, in Greece, featuring 241 athletes from 14 countries competing in 43 events. So that started to get better, huh? And as we all know, with the remodernization and the growth and the globalization, donc la croissance et la mondialisation, they expanded the Olympics to include the Winter Olympics. So where do you think the first Winter Olympics were held?
France, no?
Yes, absolutely, in France, in Chamonix. Do you know what year?
No.
No idea? 1924.
Wow.
Okay, and then they had their first Paralympics, which was held in 1960 in Rome. also, at that time, there was also the women's participation that restarted when they came back in the 1900s, which was great, and of course is continuing to evolve as we go along. So, have the games ever been cancelled? Any idea?
No idea.
Okay, no idea. Well, yes, they were cancelled. They were cancelled because of war.
Ah.
Okay, because of social changes.
Mm-hmm.
And the 1968 civil rights movement, and then lately because of, well, we're not going to say because of COVID, because they did actually do the games, but the athletes were in empty stadiums. So the stade vide in empty stadiums. That mustn't have been fun, having nobody cheering you on. No? Mm-hmm. So, what are some of the modern challenges and innovations that we have with the Olympics today? Well, the Olympics have seen an increased commercialization and professionalism, which raises questions about the balance between an amateur and a professional, with, of course, innovations in technology, which are transforming the games. And today, with Paris, that's focusing on what? Donc, se concentre sur, focusing on, any idea?
No. Well, what are they focusing on?
Sustainability.
Right.
So, durability. To be more, of course, eco-friendly. Okay. So there have been a few things that are important to know, a few dates. I told you the Paralympics, the first one, which was in Rome. They also had Los Angeles, which was known for a financial success in 1984. In the year 2000, Sydney was praised for organization and environmental efforts. And of course, we know that the 2020 Tokyo Olympics were postponed to 2021 due to COVID, and then without spectators. So, coming on to Paris, how many times has Paris hosted the Summer Olympics? Any ideas?
Have a guess. 4?
Well, not too far. 3 times.
3 times,
Okay. So 3 times in the 1900s, and now, of course, 1900s, 1924 and 2024. Okay. So 100 years later, we are doing it again. So when do the Olympics start? I told you at the beginning. Do you remember?
26th.
Yeah, good work. July the 26th until the...
How long does it last for? A month? 2 months?
1 month.
1 month.
Well, not even. The 11th of August, okay? Right. Now, where will the opening ceremony be? Does anyone have any idea? Do you have any idea, Tim?
I'm guessing it would be... Well, would it be in the Stade de Paris? Or?
Well, it will be in the city of Paris, in the heart of the city, le cœur de la ville, along the Seine River, where we are waiting for a few politicians to go swimming.
Yes.
But we are looking forward to it. So what is going to be new this year in the Olympics?
The sports, you mean?
Yeah, do you have any idea?
Skateboarding.
Ooh. So in addition to climbing, skateboarding and surfing, where they had started in 2021 with Tokyo, this year it will be breakdancing.
Oh, wow. Okay, you going to enter that?
Well, I don't know.
No, right.
If I can find tickets, perhaps among the additional sports. And tickets, do you know what the average price of a ticket is?
It's expensive, I'd say.
Very expensive. It's between 400 and 600 euro for some tickets. Yeah. So, what is the Olympic motto this year?
Isn't it fraternity and...
Well, no, that's France. Tim, that's France. It's actually 3 Latin words, which is called Citius, meaning swifter, donc plus vite. Altius, meaning higher, plus haut. And fortius, meaning stronger, le plus fort. Okay, so we've got the 3 words, and of course, Baron de Coubertin took the motto from Father Henry Martin Didino from a college in Paris. And the slogan for the 2024 Olympics, anyone any idea what the slogan is?
No.
Games wide open.
Okay.
Games wide open. So it represents the goal of delivering a more responsible, inclusive, equal, and of course, spectacular games. Mm-hmm. So listeners, so that's what we'll be going for this year. There'll be also new technology with the Intel Xeon processors to give a live streaming experience and providing good internet. So when we watch this summer, we must keep in mind that the Olympics continue to evolve, facing challenges such as maintaining relevance, ensuring its sustainability, and of course, promoting inclusivity. So they're always evolving, and that's what we need to remember. So, well, listeners, I hope you have learned more English with myself and Tim today, and that you have expanded some of your vocabulary. And you know where you can find this podcast again. You will find it on
the Grand Lac.
Yeah. YouTube. Radio Grand Lac 92.1 on YouTube. So this is our last week. This is our last session for the season number 3. And we will be back on the 11th of September with season 4. For all of those who wish to listen to us again and expand your vocabulary, learn some more. We air from 12:15 to 12:30. And we try to provide the perfect dose of the English language. So, Tim, what did you learn today, just before we finish?
I learned that the Olympics is in a month's time from now.
Well, okay, but I'm sure you didn't
I learned a few other things too. That the Frenchman brought it back to life. Mm. So I didn't know that.
Do you remember what that man's name is?
Pierre. No.
No, it was not Pierre.
Pierre Dudon? No.
Baron Pierre de Coubertin.
Oh, okay.
Baron Pierre
de Coubertin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was at the beginning of the new modern Olympics that started in the 19th century. And he was the great man who created the IOC. Do you remember what the IOC stands for?
No.
The International Olympic Committee. Well, that's all from us today, dear listeners. And we wish you a wonderful summer. We'll be back in September. Bye to you from us at you.
Your English Weekly. Your English Weekly. La chronique 100% en anglais de Radio Grand Lac avec Sinead.
Retrouvez également votre radio préférée, Radio Grand Lac, sur radiograndlac.com et sur les réseaux sociaux.